Oh, he did.
Oh my gosh. You start the stream off with a Family Guy reference. Wonderful.
There are worse ways to start off, and that's not a bad reference.
I know. I'm just giving you shit. But
Sorry if anyone with my crunch.
yeah.
All the crunch.
We apologize for the late start this evening, everyone. There was just stuff behind the scenes that happened.
I lost my foot.
Real quickly.
Oh, did you? It sounded like she said she lost.
Ah. Okay, there she is. Small's back.
I just wanted to disconnect because I keep on getting automatically disconnected from Discord, and that is not good.
Yeah. Okay, Small, you are a bit quiet. I need to turn you up, I think. Oh wait, no, you're at max volume.
I can. I'll speak louder.
There, that will work.
Am I at a good volume? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. If I'm too loud, do let me know.
And if you're too quiet, I will let you know as well.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's alright, it happens. It's happened before when I was the one who was asleep, so...
Yes. Excuse me. We've all been late before. It's perfectly fine.
I just feel guilty.
Don't feel guilty.
Okay, Andy.
Then make your time in the spotlight even better.
Andy, I will poke you, I swear. I will poke you. Do not make me. I will.
Alright, but, shall we do our normal thing?
Or do we want to just jump right into it?
Let's go with our normal thing.
Alright, so that first. Hi, Narcissa, Tiefling Warlock. A little bit of surprise at the fact that she has an uncle.
On bro. Currently have food in her mouth.
All the crunch.
Hello, I'm Ash. You go, Danny.
You're not going to introduce what
Already
Annabelle
did.
is? You just said, hi, I'm Annabelle. And
Human. Southern. Currently choking. It's fine.
Oh dear.
Go ahead, introduce. I'll sort this out.
Okay. Hi, I'm Danny Boop. I'm the reasoning for all this chaos, and I play Miki, the Solid Owl Kinku monk, who is just... she's so confused right now.
I am Small. I play Torgrim, the fighter, dwarf. I can't English, apparently. And, Torgrim's not feeling too good.
Also, very much a mood.
Hi, I am the Night Hunter. I'm the one who makes the chaos and all the fun things happen. I'm the reason most of the people in the party right now feel uncomfortable in the current setting. And I am so happy about that, you have no idea.
Annabelle's pretty comfortable right now.
I think you're the only one.
She's just glad to not being currently attempting to be murdered by werewolves.
This is true. This is fair. So, shall we begin?
I believe we shall, and I am just real fast doing link bombs.
Okay. I'll give it just a moment.
Oh, I'm almost done. if you want to go ahead and like do the preamble while I'm finishing up.
Alrighty. So, last we left the party, they had finished up with their downtime, and they had begun to make their way around what needed to be done, see if there was any other work that was necessary for them to complete or get their foot in the door. The party decided to go to the palace to see the prince, and they came across a very interesting sight. They came across a very large, well, I wouldn't call it large, but a very sizable meeting area with 7 members of a council, one of which being a shard mind, a crystal person, one of which being the same Goliath with a metal embedded into his body that Narcissa had met prior, a few new faces, Toll, Mr. Applebottom, and the prince. After lengthy discussions on whether to rebuild the city or to use some of the money as means of distraction for the dark things that happened as of late, the party ended up imparting their own opinions on what should be done, and it was taken note of. The prince asked them to wait in the other room while the meeting was finishing up, and upon doing so, they came across some figures of whom they knew, had met briefly, and then a new person. A taller-looking man, question mark, with very dark hair, very pale skin, and very well dressed. However,
You're roboting
he
a little
also.
bit.
Oh, okay. Where do I need to?
At the description of the specific dude.
The figure that they ended up meeting was a bit taller, very pale in terms of, with very stark hair, and request of Annabelle.
You kept
He
cutting out.
cut out. Let me bounce out and then bounce back in.
Okay.
Danny might actually be on your side because he's not cutting out for me.
Well, if he's cutting out on my end, it's not going to sound good on stream.
I'm just saying he might be the one that needs to reconnect.
Any better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, good. Did I need to repeat anything?
The whole description.
Okay. So the man that they had come across was fairly dressed, a bit taller, as well as having more pale features to his skin tone, longer, stark white hair, about down to mid-back. And at the request of Annabelle, demonstrated how strong he was with his offhand, effectively knocking her unconscious with essentially a one-punch punch. But then he opted to immediately kill her, as to not let her be passed out on the floor. And as one of the party members, Narcissa, made her way to leave, after being asked to speak with him, he let a little bit of information drop. That he, in fact, was her uncle. And that is where we're going to pick up with Narcissa exclaiming,
Excuse me, what?
Oh, that's right. You probably don't remember me. It has been a while.
Sir, I have no reason to even believe you.
Really? Well, I found that to be a little rude.
You get yourself compared to me. If you know anything of my family, it's hard to believe that you're related to either of them.
He kind of pinches the bridge of his nose. It's going to be interesting, I guess. Right. Well. And he kind of fumbles around, and he pulls out something from his vest pocket, and he hands it to you. It folds paper.
Just kind of takes it like being handed like a dirty napkin. So this is supposed to prove, like this is supposed to prove that you're my uncle.
I would say that's probably the best form of proof, yes.
She kind of holds the piece of paper in her hand, then just cross her arms over her chest. Which one are you related to?
Your father. And I must say he's quite displeased with you.
She kind of open up, like just slightly open up the piece of paper to look at it.
It is a portrait of your father, who is much younger, about 7 or 8, with what appears to be this man, who is probably about 11 or 12 in this photo, as well as their parents. But the faces of parents are a little bit faded. But however, these two are clearly distinguishable. He's just kind of looking at you.
Nice photo. She hands it back to him.
So what you're telling me is I have to go back to the Plateau Center and tell Glorious in his oh-so-horrible jail cell that his daughter does not believe her own uncle. Is that what I'm to do?
Well, why do I have any reason to believe her? My father's a well-known blacksmith.
Kind of, again, pinches the bridge of his nose. You want me to give you something? Now, unless you want me to take this back to him, I can certainly do that. But I would like to keep my word to my own brother.
Alright.
He goes behind his back and pulls a
Okay.
small
No,
parcel.
I think the issue might be on my end, yeah, so I'm gonna hop out and hop back in real quick, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully that
do you
fixed
need
it.
Do you need me to pick up anywhere?
I think we're good. It's just there was slight roboting, and I would rather that not be there. So let's just keep going.
Okay. So he goes behind his back and pulls out a parcel and hands it to you.
To open it.
You see a framed portrait of your mother, you, him, as well as mother. And this looks to be about when you were about 3 years old. And on the back of it, there is an engraving. From each other. And give me one moment. I need to pull it up here. Sorry. It says on the back, to my sapphire. You will always be in my heart.
Narcissa will kind of slip the frame into her bag. So is that all you want?
Oh, sorry, you roboted for me.
Oh, yeah, give me 1 second. I'll hop back in. Sorry. So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Narcissa, after slipping the frame in her bag, will look at him and go, is that all you want?
Well, if you don't believe me, then you don't believe. But I at least was able to keep my word.
Seems very, strange that an uncle I have no idea even really existed now seems to find me the moment where I am currently trying to at least do something, and I figured the reason why threw him in jail is to get me to come back there.
They have thrown him in jail because someone had to end up paying for the things you did. Keep in mind, he is to be held accountable for his daughter, who is a minor at the time.
You know why I did it, though.
Doesn't matter why you did it.
Does it, though? Look at people like this. Look at people who are sitting in that room, completely willing to spend their money on a fucking party. I had to watch friends, people I considered family, die of hunger.
It is not your place to steal from people who have worked for their own. Yes, it is a tragedy, and it is a bad to see people dying in the street of hunger or disease or what have you. It is a bad thing that there are people who are homeless and have nowhere else to go. But stealing from other people to make this right, now that is not okay. It doesn't matter how many times you try and save your little point here. Your father is currently in jail for your crimes. Now, what you do with that information is all up to you. But know this. He is very disappointed in you.
As is everyone at this point. She turns and she's just head for the stairs.
Okay. Trias just that's this. Let's go. Stop hiding. And then from the rest of you who are currently in the room still, you hear, "Okay, boss." And then out from under the table, almost as if like the shadow is moving, a 6.5-foot tall tiefling is now standing, like, in front of all of you. Oh. Well, hi there.
Hi.
He just kind of gives a wave to all of you, just kind of looking around, just kind of, like, very aloof grin to him, like a very aloof presence to him. He's, like, just got like a big smile, just as if he kind of just woke up and is still half asleep. He's just still waving.
There's gonna be a sharp whistle for Louise.
The bird flies off. Oh, huh. So this is where we end up.
Yep.
Oh. It kind of looks at all of you. Looks down to Mickey. Haha, cute. And he kind of pats her head.
If an owl could blush.
Looks over to Dorgum. Ha, you're cute too. Pats head.
Torgrim kind of just, moves his head out of the way, like, don't pat me.
And his hand just kind of like follows your head, just to the point where like you and stop and they just pat. You say something, boss?
Boy face on.
You say something, boss? That's this. We have to go. Princess trained it for the day. Oh, okay.
Okay, and what is this
No.
character's name?
Tacitus. I will spell it out for you. Oh. Tacitus. And he is a 6 foot tall, kind of a fair tiefling. Not so much like not like sickly thin, but kind of like
Shaggy thin.
I wouldn't really say that. Less like Shaggy thin, more like a swimmer's body thin,
Okay.
if that kind of makes sense.
But like Michael Phelps.
Kind of, yeah. And she doesn't really have like any big horns. He just kind of has like 2 little nub horns. They look like they might have been broken. Oh, well, it looks like I get to go train with the prince. So, I'll see you all later, maybe. He just kind of waves.
Might be.
Hi. And then he goes from standing in front of you to sinking down to the ground. You see where his shadow was begins to move over to Altreos' shadow, and it sticks.
Ooh.
Almost
That's-
like it's shimmering. And then the 2 of them walk away.
That's cool
You
as
know-
shit.
You could roll, Miki, if you wanted. You
Oh.
could roll a history check to try and.
Okay. I just was thinking that was cool as shit, but alright, I will roll history. Let me...
Because I feel like I know what that is, and it would be relevant to Miki.
That's a 10.
You've heard of a few monks who have been trained to like be as stealthy as Shadow. However, not like this is kind of weird to you. It seems familiar, but it's like this. It might be a little bit different than what you saw.
Okay, I think as player I know what that is, but as character Miki's just like, huh, neat.
Yeah. So, the 2 of them kind of turn down the opposite hallway in the same direction that the prince went and is going.
I hope they realize that the prince is supposed to get at least some rest before they start training him again.
Torgrim was kind of disturbed about that. He doesn't know how he feels about.
About the uncle or about being cute?
About the whole shadow thing. He also doesn't know how to feel about Altreus being Narcissus' uncle is on top of that. Big think.
I mean, at this point, I think they'd probably hear sobbing coming from the direction Narcissa came from.
Yeah, Annabelle's gonna head over to Narcissa.
Yeah, Torgrim has to do his job. Emotional support dwarf.
Miki's just, she doesn't want to get left behind, so she's going with the group. Is Mr. Shardmine still in the room?
Mr. Shardmine is currently making his way. It's weird. So he exited the main room, and you see him kind of floating down the stairs. Like he's not walking; he's literally like levitating, going down the stairs. It's very.
Some people have evolved past the need of feet.
What are feet? We don't need those anymore.
Okay, but yeah, Miki's going with the group to Narcissa.
Yeah, Narcissa has kind of stopped on the steps and she has the picture on her lap and she's sobbing.
Annabelle's just gonna take one look at that and just let Torgrim go ahead of her.
Yeah. He's not gonna,
Oh, robot.
casual.
Yeah, you robot. mind too.
Ripperoni!
Discord, please.
Am I still roboting? Am I good?
Oh,
You are good.
Okay. Torgrim's gonna take like a, casual pace. He doesn't want to run over. And, just gently play hand on, on Narcissus' back. Kind of rub some circles. Take a seat next to her.
she looks up and she looks like a mess. A complete and utter mess. Hey.
Torgrim just kind of gives her like this melancholy look, kind of to bring her back, leans in, gives her a hug. He's not good with, but he's good with affection.
She'll show the picture to Torgrim.
He will, look at it. He's got his own thoughts running through his head, but he's trying to push them down. Because right now, Narcissa needs him, and his own problems aren't a factor right now.
This is why we were actually happy. It's by my. This was by my house in a really nice field. I would play it with my friends.
Torgrim would, nod, listening.
I'm such an awful person.
Torgrim uses his other hand and swipe away the tears from her eyes.
I stole so much. Because I couldn't stand seeing all of my friends suffer at the hands of those who thought they were better than all of us, who looked at us like we were spectacles. I lost my best friend to it. I lost my dad. In a fit of just kind of anger, she just throws the picture against the wall.
Is it like in a glass frame or?
The frame is made out of very nicely gilded silver with some golden inlay, like leaves. And then there's a glass kind of covering to the photo. It does not break, thankfully.
I was about to ask, like, what kind of roll would it be for Miki to catch it?
Actually, if you wanted, you could do a dexterity check, I would say.
Just straight dex check to try to catch it?
Yeah, I would say straight dex or sleight of hand, one of the two.
We'll just go straight dex. It'll be the same either way, so we're just gonna go straight dex. Nat 20!
Okay, now you just... like, you hop up and just grab it with a little barrel roll and just land on the ground. And just, like, hold it up in the air. You got it!
Oh no, she knows how to read the room. She just didn't want it to... She just was thinking, oh no, don't smash.
I know, just for...
The barrel roll's
Does,
fine.
like-
There is
Torgrim
no
is just-
redeeming place for my soul. I'm just as bad as my own mother.
Torgrim is gonna, like, face her, directly, kind of like, gently hold her hand, and look her dead in the eyes with still the melancholy look, and what's that? All you can do is be better. Learn. All you can do is
Small, you keep cutting out.
trust me. I'm sorry.
I think it's just
I know this sounds I know this sounds harsh, but please, I say this for the best. All you can do is be better. Fix your, you can always try to fix your mistakes as best as possible. But learn. Mostly just learn. That's all I can say. Because what's done is done. You can't change the past.
Torgrim, I have done some very vile things in my life, and there is no going back for me. And there's no redemption. You heard the way he talked about me. The fact that as a person, my father doesn't even hate me at this point. I'm the reason he's in jail.
Can Annabelle step up?
Torgrim, still looking at her.
guy. Andy step. She's muted because. Sorry.
But yeah, I was just asking, can Annabelle Andy have to step away? Then.
Torgrim is just. Look. I don't know how it is to be in your situation. I'm not surely, I'm not 100% sure about what you have done. But again, all you can do is be better. Whether you feel like you don't have redemption or not, it's up to you. But I believe that you can be good. You can do more. You have potential, Narcissus.
She's just gonna shakily wipe her face as she's listening to Torgrim. Sorry, guys. But yeah, no, Audible can step up. I don't care.
Alright then. I just have to keep muting myself because my chickens won't shut up.
Hey,
As I'm sure you guys can probably hear.
if it's with background noise, they could be farm chickens that can just be heard in the palace.
Fun fact, they do have their own actual, like, farm. Like, a very small farm where they tend to animals, like chickens and like. So, it works.
The freshest eggs.
Exactly.
Alright, so Annabelle's gonna step up and just crouch down beside Narcissa. I'll be plumb honest with you, Narcissa. I don't understand what you're going through, but I know how parents' love works. If your father don't hate you, he's just disappointed. He doesn't really blame you for what happened. He understands what happened had to happen. If he hated you, then he had someone come drag you back there to serve your time instead of him.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't have Elpis do it.
Well, hate to be the one to say it, but you saw what he did to me with one punch. It's pretty clear that if he wanted someone to bring you back, he could ask his own brother to bring you back rather than having to give you a reminder of what your family was like when it was happy. I don't know your pop, but that sounds like love. At least how I'm seeing it. I don't know if that helps, but I figured I'd say it.
I've always been told that the way was paved with good intentions. And that's the only thing that got through it. But even if I was going to die, at least I did something good for people. I think at the time my father saw that too.
Can I ask you a question, Narcissa?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I stole a lot of stuff. Mostly gold. But when they were able to items from visiting nobles who would parade around their streets instead of like their filth. I didn't steal them myself. That wasn't. She kind of points to Eloise. Her job. She was the quickest girl I ever knew.
Birds are pretty fast. Looking at me.
She was once the tiefling.
Alright, that's another kind of worms to get into at a later point.
And we would take whatever we found back to our warehouse and split it up to the people who needed it. There are single mothers, children out on the street. I couldn't let them like that. And then one day, the human noble comes into town. We heard she had a lot of gold on her, and we thought this was going to be our biggest theft yet. And two of our members were supposed to be lookout. And I was on the ground as a citizen. And when Eloise went to go steal the lady's gold pouch, they weren't watching and she was caught. The woman had an extreme temper on her and a little on her side, and she struck Eloise down right there. And she died. And it was my fault because I couldn't get to her fast enough. So that night I buried my best friend and I swore to the heavens and the heavens around that I would find a way to get revenge. It's stupid, I know. The woman wasn't really right too, but Eloise like it was like a sister to me. So I found something that would offer me power. That would offer me the chance for revenge. And that's how I can do my magic.
Who was the woman? The
I
one you tried to rob?
I don't know what it is. I knew that she had even sooner. All I know is she was a human woman with pale skin. And a squirrel ass voice.
What was that? I didn't quite hear it.
Pale skin and a shrill ass voice.
Hmm. Gotcha. Oh.
So my cousin father in jail and possibly killed others. Yay for me!
Well. I'll be honest with you, Narcissa. I've worked with nobility in the past. Nobility is so quick to kill, usually something to hide. Maybe if we find her in our travels, we can get you a bit of redemption in the sense of bringing her to justice. Now, if that's killing her in return, I'll be honest, I'm not partial to the idea, but I understand a want for revenge. Or maybe it's just credited her. Honestly, a lot of times that's worse than death ability. Losing what makes them noble. Apparently there's a servant clicking their fingers in the background. Sorry. I don't know if you find that agreeable or not, but that's what I can offer with what I know right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Alright. Torgrim, help me stand her up.
Torgrim will not stand up in his 4'4" glory and, aid a hand to Narcissa.
He'll stand up and kind of like wipe at her face.
Crying on the steps of a palace might be poetic, but I don't feel like it's particularly conducive to helping you feel better.
Yeah, I have to go find Toro.
Like, Miki will stop Narcissa first and hold out the picture to her. I know you're upset, but if this is a picture of you and your family, you should keep it.
Narcissa will lean down and hug Miki.
Miki will hug her back.
And then she'll take the picture, slip it back into her bag, and kind of look at the window. Will you guys come with me? I know that Coral probably knows a lot more than I would about my patron, but I'm scared to face it alone. Narcissus is gonna reach out for Torgrim's hand.
Torgrim will, hold her hand.
And then I'll walk down and Coral.
And Torgrim, will walk with her, accompany her.
You are informed by one of the guards at the front of the gate that Toril has made his way more than likely back to the bank, as he has some stuff that he's probably got to go through in order to change the money over. Like,
and-
move the money over legally.
I asked the guards that when they have the chance, they send a message to Atreus, the prince's mentor.
One of the guards speaks up. We'll do our best. He's a bit, how should we say? He's very focused on his job. So if we get a chance to, we will. We'll do our best. What's that you would like us to say to him?
Well, tell it to his niece, and to come to the empty trough because I want to remember.
You want to what?
Remember.
Very well. We'll get that message to him when you get the chance to.
And she'll kind of walk at the bank with everyone. And what kind of check would it be to see if I can remember anything about Atreus?
History, I would say, with disadvantage, because a lot of the memories you have that are older are a little
Hazy.
blocked by trauma.
Yeah.
As one would think. Not much. You do know that he is also your godfather. But he had to go off to do something. You're not exactly sure what was, some sort of job or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not at the same time as your mother left. He left when you were much younger.
I imagine it was probably a sad moment because like, oh no, Uncle.
Yeah. Uncle Trey is leaving, and that is the nickname you had for him, Uncle Trey. That is what you call him.
They had to pry me off his leg.
Yeah, Uncle Trey was leaving, and he had to go off on some important business and would try to come back.
I never did.
But yeah, that's
I-
all you remember.
Alright.
Miss. Why did I not? I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm tired. I had to get up at like 6 a.m. today. Alright, sorry about that. This is still technically the third day of downtime, yeah?
Correct. This is like mid-afternoon of the third day.
Alright. So, as the party is heading towards the bank, Annabelle is actually going to excuse herself because she basically explains that she was working on potions at the Magical Menagerie and they're going to need her attention to make sure they don't get messed up. And she wants to make sure she has potions to keep the group safe.
Mm-hmm. So on about like a tight hug and say just kind of softly to her, I'm sorry for not considering you a friend. Back in Silios's domain. You're a great friend.
You're fine, Narcissa. Not everyone's quick to trust as I am.
Kind of just pat the shoulder and we'll head with the others.
Yeah, because I know for a fact that I already had my entire 3 days of downtime planned out, so she's got to do them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna mute myself and let everyone else have fun.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Narcissa will kind of show to Torga, kind of like us thinking about her parents and kind of how happy they looked. Kind of bringing her own spirits up by reminiscing.
Aww, my heart. Of course, Storm will still be holding her hand, gently rubbing his thumb over her knuckles to, kind of like, calm, make sure she stays calm.
And it's okay.
Give her a
gesture.
hug if need be.
Narcissus is the big dad.
I know.
And at this point in time, the group would have made it to the bank. Still normal amount of hustle and bustle going on the outside of it in this main street area even for the time of day that it is. The door's not guarded by any strange-looking beings, so, that's good. That's always a plus.
Uh-huh.
I would imagine the group makes their way inside.
Yeah. Just so I say, hey, I have something I need to talk to Toril about. He said the conflict is free.
Mm-hmm.
One of his kobolds is leading you to the back. He's currently with someone right now. I'm not 100% sure if he cares if you go in when he's there. I'll go check. One moment.
Thank you.
And he kind of runs off ahead. The sound of his claws kind of clacking on the ground.
Like the sound of a dog running on a marble floor.
Yeah, very much like that. Just not like all four spazzingly running and, just the normal sound of click, click, click going.
Instead of clackada, clackada, clackada.
Yeah, instead of that. A couple moments later, he comes back. You may come right this way.
Walk.
If
Oh,
Narcissa would... I was about to say, if Narcissa would permit Miki to do so, she's going to slip one of her little taloned hands in Narcissa's hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold both my best friend's hands.
Okay. As you make your way in, you notice that there are 5 chairs, and Torald's kind of... He's in his quote-unquote human elven-like form, one he usually takes when talking with you all. And he looks, sees, and you see him speaking with some people. There are currently 5 other chairs. Let's see. Narcissa, and just double check in terms of... Let's see here. There. Miki. Actually, you probably be the only one. Narcissa, do you speak Draconic?
Give me 1 second to look. No, but I do
Okay.
have, if it's anything in writing, and I can
It is not in writing.
Well, if there is anything in writing in Draconic, I can read it.
They're talking in Draconic.
Yeah.
Do either of you two know
Nope.
Draconic?
No.
Okay.
Miki
So,
knows
there's-
Common, Avian, and Giant.
Okay. So there's some strange sort of kind of guttural words and noises being exchanged by Toril. Kind of just, as he's still talking, he kind of raises his right arm to gesture come in.
Alright, come in.
And
Okay.
as you begin to get closer, you feel like the room's starting to get a little bit warmer the further, the closer you get to him.
Oh, Okay. Do you want to stay in the back if the chair's taken?
And then he kind of leans so he can see all 3 of you, leans past one of the chairs. I'll be with you in just a moment. And then he keeps talking again, and then you see a face peek out from the second middle chair on the left. It's a tiny face. It is almost humanoid. However, it does have that red slicked back scale hair, just like Toral's. However, this one looks like it is very young. Probably a 7 or 8-year-old child.
I really seem to have had it's all the children.
And as soon as he kind of sees that he's being noticed, he slowly retracts his head.
Aww.
Narcissa would have given him a small wave.
He kind of leans his head back out again, and just kind of does a little wave back, that goes back.
Oh,
This is a baby dragon.
And then you hear him in comment, "All right, children, off you go. Daddy has some business he must attend to." And then there is, oh my god, the amount of squealing. There is a 7-year-old one, the one that you waved to, hops off the chair, which is like a good 3 feet taller than him. And as he kind of like walks down, you do notice that he has tiny little dragon wings on his back. That's probably how he got up onto the chair. There are 2 of them, twins. They look to make the appearance of girls, who look to be about, and they look to like one has a like
They look to be
sapphire,
about how old?
about 12.
Okay.
One of them has a little sapphire, like, hairpin in her hair. Another one has an emerald in her hair. The other twin does. There is a boy who looks to be about 15 years old. He looks like he is in his very rebellious stage. So it looks like he's got the dress shirt that his father sometimes wears, but has the sleeves cut off.
Rockman brother.
And then there are... Yeah, I cannot talk today. There is one more. I cannot talk today. Goddamn. There is an older dragonborn. He looks to be about 20. Looks to be kind of similar to his dad. Not sure. Vest. He's got a chain with a pocket watch in one of his pockets for his vest. He's got his hair kind of slicked back, and he's got just a kind of like a newsboy cap that's just sitting on his head. And just kind of
Nurses is gonna wave to all of them as they pass.
The 15-year-old give you a wink. The older one, the one who looks about 20, just kind of flicks his head and just looks at him. No. No. You can think about it. Shut up! No. Stop it. I will smack the shit out of you. The 2 twins look like they're whispering to each other something as they're like looking at all of you. And then the smaller one kind of goes up to look Miki, who is roughly about the same height as you.
Oh, so he's tiny then.
Yeah, he's very tiny. He's kind of like looking at you, kind of like you see you're about eye level. He starts to like float, and you hear the of tiny wings as he's kind of like looking at you like from above, and kind of like circling you, and just kind of like lands again in front of you. It just whiffs.
Nikki will wave at him. Like, the whole time he was flying around her, she was doing that owl head turn thing to follow his movement.
I just kind of get big at that. It's like, oh, interesting. And then the older one just kind of come on, time to go, to the rest of them. And then they proceed to make their way out. The smaller one giving another giant, like, really big wave, like a bye, and then kind of like runs out the door. And Paul just kind of looks at you, and as he sees that there's only the 3 of you, snaps his fingers. The 2 outside chairs sink into the ground. The other ones kind of like shift and move to your proper heights. And he gestures for you to take a seat. Sorry about that. Had to take care of some family business.
Oh, terrible. Narcissa says it looks like, tell me about it.
I had to scold the younger one. He accidentally burned down a couple of homes. He had a nightmare.
Oh. Yeah, I killed him no matter what. So.
What can I do for all of you?
We needed to talk.
That's right. You and I did need to converse. and kind of looks to the other two.
I want them here.
You want them here?
Yes, I've been through quite a lot today, and I like having them with me, if that's all right. It's obvious that Narcissus has been crying, like her face, which was kind of like at least somewhat done up, rubbed.
I would ask you to roll a persuasion check, please.
Do what now?
Roll a
Oh,
persuasion.
7.
Because you're asking him to allow people who he's fairly certain do not and should not know about stuff. Like, don't know. He doesn't know how much they know about things. And he's like, was not prepared to give this to 3 people, but... And kind of looks... Fine. Fine, why not?
They do have a pay supply.
But do they know how much? How much do they know?
Everything that I do.
Which, from what I can tell, is not much.
Yeah, I started this adventure 2 years ago. I'm not gonna know much.
All right, inform me what you do know, so I have a base knowledge of what you have.
Natsra is the Lady of Whispers. Ravens seem to be her normal calling, but she works in spirits. She hates the undead, and that's about all she'll tell me.
And you are aware that she is a much lesser deity, and that, well, obviously do you know the extent of the Pantheon?
And I know the common gods from the area and the areas that pass through.
And
Well
you
worshipped
are
ones.
and you are aware that she is not one of the worshipped ones.
I'd assume not.
So first and foremost, be careful who you speak of these things to. And he kind of looks to the two to Miki and Torgrim. Because if word gets out that you are affiliated with her, well, let's just say it might not be entirely pleasant.
Is there a reason why she's not worshipped?
Let's just say she spat in the eyes of her mother. And caused a bit of a rift in terms of those who practice and worship the current pantheon.
Is there anything
So,
else? Is there anything else you're at liberty to tell me?
he takes out a piece of paper
Mm-hmm.
and he puts it on the desk and slides it forward to you.
I'll pick it up.
And as you pick it up, he snaps his fingers, and Miki and Torgrim, your chairs, turn to face the door, so you can't see the paper.
Oh!
As,
Oh boy! This is fair.
as a precaution,
Okay.
precaution.
Mickey
This
just
is
like
fair.
when that happened, she just gripped the armrest and she's like, ah. She's not moving. She's not trying to turn around. She's like the whole ah.
Like a roller coaster ride sort of thing. Like, oh god.
Pretty much, yes.
All right. So what's the paper say?
It gives you the names of a few ones. And the names are very familiar to you.
Oh, why?
The first one, the first town, you see the town Steel Harbor. The next one you see is Nolvat. And then the one afterwards is Milvo. And as you look at them, you see Steel Harbor, corrupted. Nolvat, unknown. Milvo, corrupted.
What?
The lady did mention that she had some tasks for you at some point. And he kind of tapped the desk. These are your beginning ones. I believe you're already familiar with these areas.
I mean, Steel Harbor?
There
Nova?
are some things there that should not be there.
Are you talking about the Mind Flayer?
Oh no, Jeff is fine. Jeff's supposed to be there.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm talking about something else. Something worse.
Something deeper.
Buried in the crypts. Things that are no longer asleep and dormant.
I need to get a map. I need to calculate where everything is.
One more thing, and he looks to the bird. You should know it's easier to pick out something of male inclination. Because in case you haven't noticed, there aren't any birds like that in this region. Best keep her in the form of something else. As a
I mean,
precaution.
if I turn her into anything else, how you? She kind of will kind of flick the hat to her cat and just kind of say just kind of set her down, tell her to move. See how weird?
A different bird, perhaps.
I'm going to have to go fucking bird watching.
Because in case you haven't noticed, you're not in the desert anymore. And as well, ravens themselves do not live in these lands.
Okay, another cat. She kind of takes out a piece of charcoal on the thing, writes bird watching underneath the names.
We can still hear what's going on, right?
Yes, he just didn't want you to look at the paper specifically. You can still hear him and everything like that. Just he doesn't want you looking like piece of paper is for her own.
Just by the fact that we're hearing that, could Miki make some kind of check to know what birds are native to the area from where she's been observing the wildlife for her Outlander bullshit?
Intelligence check, I guess, would probably be the best thing for this.
Okay.
Identifying a bird with that's probably just intelligence for general recollections, and I know it could be considered history, but
I was thinking more survival.
Actually, yeah, you could do survival if you'd like, because you have killed a few of these probably.
Okay, so survival. 20, soft 20.
Robins and blue jays are quite prevalent in these areas. Yes, common in these areas. So those two types of birds will just blend in just fine.
If you want to keep her as a bird, maybe a robin or a blue jay? I've seen a lot of them while I've been here.
This is gonna reach over, flick the hat, and make her a blue jay.
I suddenly have the urge to eat. Anywho,
Before we go, and I talked with the lady. She said that you've been around for a while. You know much. I don't doubt that. And most of you probably know what she. And she kind of points the blue down her lap now. What she really is.
it is a shame of what happened to your friend. And believe me when I you were not the first person to come walking through those doors who said similar go on. I've seen quite a few who have made pact with our mutual friend, as well as others. And I can tell you this right now, I've either done wonderful, great things. They crashed and burned. So many who seek power have.
Reminder of everything. But what I wanted to ask was, is it ever possible to make her whole again?
Something like that. If it is possible. Which something like that might have to be achieved much further down the line. The lady does not give the dead new life, jeez, or change their lives. Keep in mind what she is, presents. And I'm sure if you prove yourself enough to her, it's possible an exception might be made. Not inherently too likely, but it's possible.
Yes, just gonna slide the paper toward kind of very softly, and I'm gonna assume he probably can't understand Infernal and see if he can. He's probably lived a while, so
You are roboting.
oh fuck. Sorry, hold on. Okay, guys. How am I now?
Better.
Alright, so nurse is trying to see if Pearl knows Infernal as she asks. Can you give me a for more information on her? The name of her. What she is in the Pantheon. Something.
In Infernal, he
Yes!
responds, such wonderful knowledge you can find at your own local library.
I'm gonna give him a look. But probably like a teenager gave his dad.
And he begins to smile, and his teeth look like dragon teeth. And his smile kind of goes up.
Thank you. Take the paper and stick it in her breast pocket.
He kind of the chair back around and lying back on the ground. Sorry about
You know, you can warn us before you do that.
No, it's more fun this way if I don't.
Mickey
Your
looks rather
version of fun
dizzy.
is- Your version of fun is different.
I've lived for tens of thousands of years. There's very few things that keep me entertained. Other than burning cities to the ground, which I can't really do that anymore. Now can I?
Not really.
No, I can't. Rolls his...
Well, come on, guys. I've got a lot to think on.
Yeah.
Hey, Mickey, do you know where the library is here?
Hmm?
You know where the library is here? Am I Am I roboting?
I don't know if Knight heard your question. Is all it is. I heard you
I
ask.
said Miki.
Oh.
Yeah, Miki, do you know where the library is here?
DM, would Miki know where the library is?
You would have heard that there is a local library, probably about 5-6 blocks from the empty trough. It's a little bit. It's kind of like a very weird having to like finagle your way through the streets to get there, but like it's accessible.
I was gonna say, Torgrim know where the library is.
Torgrim would probably know where the library is as well, I would say. Given the amount of time you've all spent within the city, and you could literally just ask, hey, where's the local library? Over this way.
I mean,
I
I say this because, Torgrim did take the time to explore the city a little.
I know it's not too far from the inn we've been staying at.
If you need me, be there. Yeah. And if you see Altreus and he gets the door in there, put him to the library. And she'll get up and leave.
Okay.
Is everyone else making their way out as well?
Yeah, Torgrim will make his way out.
Okay. As you all begin to make your way out, and you begin to kind of walk back into the main area, you see the tiny little dragon just kind of like flying around, and he's being like chased on the ground by like a few of Toral's kobolds. Like they're trying to catch him, but they're very slow, and like they have to like run upstairs where he can just fly up and down, up and down. They're just like trying. There's like 7 or 8 of them.
I'm gonna whistle to him and kind of wave.
He kind of flies and just kind of lands on your shoulders.
Hello there.
Poke.
I poke him gently on the cheek.
Poke. Kind of looks around. The kobolds was just like running.
What's your name, little one? Ippa?
And I will type that out. It's very. It'll just Ibla.
That's adorable.
That's such a lovely name. Our sister. First ran to the little boy.
He kind of like shakes it. I need you to roll a strength save, please. As this tiny child is, as he like vigorously shakes your hand. Oh. Okay.
Oh, Narcissa, honey.
I'm trying to be nice to the children. Imagine this poor child's like,
It feels bad, man.
So keep in mind, he's still on your shoulder, but as you reach your hand up, forget that this is a you think this is just a child. He grabs onto your hand and then pulls you up to shake, and your feet just fall out from under you. And now you are like, you have not fallen onto the ground. You are being kept aloft because his tiny little wings are going. It's like shaking you.
it's literally like, okay.
No, Narcissus, you need some help there?
Yeah, could you please just put me down?
Hey! And he kind of like sets you down onto the ground. And he just starts flying away, and the colt have to run after him again. It's like, ah! And they all just bolt after him.
Miki wants to try something.
Okay.
Because
Torgrim
of
wants
mimic.
to shake Ippa's hand.
Because of Kinku mimicry. Miki just thinks to herself, this might work. And in Toral's voice, she says, Ippa, please come back down.
He stops. He just Sorry, Dad. Drops to the ground. He looks around, he's like, wait, what?
Mickey
It's
just
just
waves.
He waves back in that really, like, eager, like, giant motioning wave.
And
And
then
then he looks around again.
in Toral's voice again, she'll just say, "Thank you."
Flies right past the kobolds, knocking one of them over, actually. And right up to you. Wow! Can you do that again?
She'll say in her own way, "Well, do you want to hear another voice? I can do a couple different ones."
Yeah!
And she'll switch to speaking in Scarlet's voice, keeping in mind not to swear.
I was gonna say, excuse me, what?
It's like, well, I can sound like this quite easily as well, but, you know, I grew up with this girl, so, you know, this voice is rather easy for me, and she talks really fast, and I get a little oh, dear.
And he starts, like, jumping up and down. Again! Again!
Can I try to scoop up the tiny dragon child as he's listening?
You can try. You can roll a strength check to pick him up. Because he's a big child.
He's a
because he's-
7-year-old.
Oh, those are saves. Yes, he might look like a 7-year-old, but he is
Wait,
still a
hold on.
dragon.
Yeah, he's
As a
also
bear.
Yeah, you like try and pick him up, just like he kind of flaps his wings to use it for you.
Oh my
So
god.
kind of just floating in your hands.
And
You
then,
know,
I've
you
been
could let
practicing,
me try and carry him.
because Miki's been I've been practicing this accent. Miki will then say in our tiefling friend's voice, "I can do this one as well, but I only just met this gentleman." I've been practicing that accent.
Kind of looks at you. Just kind of cocks his head. Stares at you.
Hmm?
Looks at you and just kind of stares at you and cocks his head.
Did you not like that voice?
Why do you sound like a dead?
Can you repeat that, please?
Why do you sound like a dead man? Why are you using his voice?
What?
Huh.
Well,
I can just imitate voices I've heard before.
She could imitate me.
Andy, don't make me do the act. In Narcissa's voice, Miki says, "See, I can sound like her."
she can imitate us.
That I can.
Just there for a moment again, looking at confused still. Then, as if it never happened, his wing flapping, and he just like starts flying up. And he kind of looks around, and
Can't one of his brothers get him down?
one of the kobolds looks. They have to babysit while they're gone.
You know, you can devise a plan on how to get him all scrambling. You're not noticing his patterns.
If it
If he
was
has
just for the
any.
library.
Well, I hope me showing off my my mimicry at least gave you guys a break for a minute.
What one of the one that got knocked over, he flew toward you, is still like on the ground, and he's like not moving.
Oh, Miki's gonna run over and check on him.
He's alive. He's just unconscious.
Oh, I'm sorry.
literally a fat dragonling just body him into the ground. He's a kobold.
Oh.
It does not take much to knock his ass over.
Uh,
To just like put him on the ground.
Narcissa will look at it and go, "Alright, but we have to go now. Okay?"
Bye, bye, and he flies up into like one of the desks and just kind of sits there and starts like playing with an abacus.
Miki's still over by the knocked out kobold. Just like, uh, are they gonna be okay?
Is all you get out of the one
They're
that's on the ground.
fine.
She was speaking to the other kobolds around.
Yeah, he'll be fine. We'll just go get him some stuff.
I'm sorry, somebody got hurt because I was trying to get him to come down.
It's fine. Do you have any other business on the premises?
No,
He's
no.
very tired. Very well then.
Let's leave the poor kobold.
Someone get the net. and you see three kobold drakes dragging a net that has like butterflies and everything painted on it. Like having a hard time dragging this, but like three of them just like oh, god damn it, not to use. That's where we're gonna take our break.
Okay.
Alright, thank God.
So who likes the children?
Did you not hear us girls squealing earlier?
Yes. Well, yes, I did hear the squealing. I just wanted to make sure.
I was like looking at Narcissa like, hey.
Yeah, and shitty 15-year-old is just like, hey, well, older brother, you knock that shit out right now.
Hey, well, cool. The kid. I like memes.
Annabelle has met none of them.
Yes, Annabelle, who is very creature, has met none of these children.
She's just currently like in the forest, digging in the dirt,
Just getting a bunch
Finding
of
a-
stuff.
finding
So
like
how
dead, like coven of pixies and plucking their wings off and.
there?
Oh god, you almost made me cry.
I'm gonna go get me some
Yeah.
more water.
I would cry myself.
Alright, so
I
yeah.
forced myself to cry.
Yeah, we are
That just
taking...
makes that.
Yeah, we're gonna take a 5 to 10 here, people, so if...
Hello, people of the internet. Hey, Mandy. I feel like that emotional moment earlier. Hope you cry.
It was a good
I-
moment.
I've been like playing out my mind, and that's like the thing that like made sense in the moment.
Yeah.
My mom called me halfway through, like we were having that talk, and she's like, "Why are you crying?" Like, I'm fine.
Yep.
Also, I just really liked Annabelle's question, like, "Well, we'll help you."
That's what friends do.
And I'm like, "Oh my heart, you gotta do this to me, Ash."
Because I make helpful characters. I'll be helpful by either taking the knife to the skull for you, or be helpful by making sure you get to do your thing.
It, I am so curious on the facts underneath Steel Harbor.
Oh yes, many things are underneath Steel Harbor.
Something that's corrupting it.
Or maybe land itself is corrupted, and marked
We
as
have to,
such.
we have to burn everything to the ground.
Well, not to be that person, but on about the person for the
Like, hey, Annabelle, we have some corruption here. Can you help?
No, my name may not be Paradise, and I may not deal in heresy. Yeah. It will be interesting. It is certainly something for our do over the next month. Considering we have a month of in time before the royal coronation.
Yeah, I just realized it's like a month.
Which can go
Hopefully,
by very quickly if we don't all
depend.
play out today.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have Narcissa's information on her patron because apparently she's a day.
Also,
Welcome back,
I mean,
Smo.
the fact that you're able to make yourself cry just makes your at like playing the character so much better. I love it.
I was like, okay, this is the moment. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Squeeze to stay.
Squeeze your tear ducts, flex your eye, work
I
those
did it.
tears.
I did it for Neri when she had I'm gonna live longer than everyone, so I might as well just cut off everyone.
Yeah. I did Rakundo too with the "It's finally over" line.
Oh god, that hurt. That fucking hurt.
Big ooh.
The mood.
It's a very useful voice acting trick to be able to do. Because it's hard to sound like you're crying unless you're actually crying.
Just started to cry earlier. I'm like, okay, I have to mute myself to blow my nose.
I need to buy some more potion vials. Need to buy potion vials.
I kind of just hope that Narcissa gets to catch up with her uncle.
Narcissa, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Don't even. Don't even. He's not here.
I am just disappointed, sweetie.
He
That's
can't
worse.
tell me that.
To be honest, doesn't know how he feels about this information.
I'm still really curious about who the woman was.
The woman?
Noble?
Oh. I mean, I didn't. I always said it was a noble. I have no idea how to.
Well, you said it was a woman with a
You
very
said it was a
shrill voice.
woman with a very shrill voice.
Yeah.
And pale.
Well, most people are pale considerably to Narcissa. Who's blue.
I mean, Annabelle's not pale compared to Narcissa.
I have things work. I have stuff.
Of course you.
It'll just be interesting to see if we get to see that resolution the coming times. Not necessarily soon, because that would be very early for a character arc, but eventually.
So, are we ready?
I don't think. Yeah, he's back.
Yes, I do believe we still need to mute myself again because I'm still.
I was actually gonna say. So what's
So what's Annabelle doing?
Yes. So what's Annabelle doing?
I mean, you know exactly what she's doing. She's digging in the dirt using the howler.
Oh, so you're using it
Probably-
again?
Oh, remember she's gonna use it every day. That's why I had to take charges down.
Yes, that's right.
That's why I specifically asked, is this still the third day?
I
Because if this all like derailed what I got to do on the third day, then I have to take stuff off my character sheet. Which would suck because I like the things I got. Especially the thing that I would lose for the third day, which would be those spike growth bombs.
Yeah.
Which does technically mean when the group sees Annabelle again, they're going to come back to her literally dragging the corpse of a shambling mound into the city. Just covered in vines.
This is just gonna be alone in the library with her thoughts.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. I'm just here holding a longbow. Why am I holding a longbow, you might ask? Because I own one. Actually, this is not a longbow. This is a normal, like, hunting bow. I want to make food for everyone and then put the pixie dust stuff on it to see what happens.
Did it tell you Narcissus and use a nice
Oh,
night after
boy.
this?
Well, you don't know if it's going to be nice just because you're having hallucinations.
Anything
gonna
can be
be
better than
different.
drowning in her own emotions.
About having
Well,
hallucinations of your own emotions.
or your emotions becoming physical things and literally kicking the shit out of you.
Wait,
I do that every day for Narcissus. I mean, no change.
Damn.
How could this? What just happened to the character sheet? Night Hunter?
What?
What you just edit?
Oh, I was looking to see if there was any information those pixie dust portions that you would put in. There.
Oh no, it's all in my treasure.
Okay.
Like on my bio bottom treasure is where I've been keeping track of everything I picked up.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. Good.
Because that actually has a scroll bar.
Good. That's very good. Very good, good, good.
Goody
I
goody
approve.
gumdrops.
Goody, goody gumdrops, yeah. Yeah.
The first thing I ever picked up, golden root.
Fucking wild ass ride, pixie wings. Jesus Christ. If that happens, boy.
Hmm.
So I'm picturing the spike growth bombs aren't like vials of something, they're like wrapped up like actual vines from the shambling mound, like that are just wrapped in a cloth.
Think about like a giant pod. That
Like a
is,
seed pod.
it's like a giant seed pod. It's got spikes on it. So what you do effectively, poke a hole in the top, and you literally just fuck it.
So every time I use these, I'm literally planting a shambling mound.
You are literally planting a shambling mound. You are grenade tossing a shambling mound.
I'll keep that in mind for the long-reaching effects of where I throw these.
Just, ha! What is that? Just a bunch of seeds. Oh my god!
You know what? Fuck you.
You know, when you described that oldest dragon brother, I'm like, Knight, did you make yourself a self-insert character again?
I may or may not have made my. Listen.
We all have the phase where we make self-insert OCs.
It's
It's
just
fine.
now we play in Knight's sandbox of all of his OCs.
Yeah, but some of them are literally self-inserts.
This one was literally just like, if I were a Dragonborn, this is what I would be dressed like.
Fair enough.
Dude, I don't mean anything about it. I was just joking.
Okay, I'm back.
Not gonna lie though, if I had a younger sibling who was like that, and he was like hitting on someone he probably shouldn't be, I would literally just go, do that again, and I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. I'm
Well,
not kidding.
Oh, yeah, because, he's older than Narcissa by probably a lot.
You don't know. Anywho,
Yeah.
so everyone's back now. Wonderful. Alrighty. So, back into it. Alrighty. So, the group that is making their way to the library, you get there, takes about 15 or so minutes, just because you have to literally walk through a bunch of people to get there. Yeah.
Are the others coming with me?
I would imagine they've come with you. They didn't say they were going anywhere else.
Miki's not got anything else to do. She should look through the, maybe see if there's any lore books that have stories she hasn't seen at her monastery.
I mean,
While they're there.
if Torm doesn't join Narcissa and me at the library, he's gonna, go out to either, help Jonathan forge or, smith at his guild.
Okay. One moment. I just need to make sure I have the right name for the library here. Didn't think we would be going here today.
Oh boy.
Pearl literally just told me you can find this information in your local library. Okay.
I didn't think you would actually go to the local library. Like, why would I ever think you would actually go where someone tells you?
Because Narcissa want answers.
Let's see here.
Narcissa is willing to put in effort.
All the while they're walking, Narcissa is holding Torgrim's hand.
Aww.
So, as you begin to make your way, you see a large marble building with multiple pillars, as well as, instead of the standard lines, and these are like manticore. These are like giant manticores that are carved out of marble in the front. Creepy faces and all. And it is the
Giving me some Hush flashbacks.
it is known as the Dormok Information House, and for those who would like to, you may roll a religion check to try and determine.
Okay. Religion. There it is.
13.
Watch
Sure,
my plus
why
0
not?
do me a good. Not 20! And a 19 on the other side.
6. Torgrim doesn't know anything except his own god and dwarven gods, apparently.
Torgrim, this is some fancy snatchy bullshit. You do not care.
I guess it
You're
would
just
make
like-
sense that the lore keeper's daughter would
It's
know
not
this.
my god! What should I care?
Exactly. Narcissa, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, this seems about right. Miki, it's like, oh, yeah, so that's what this building looks like. You would know, Miki, that this the god Dormok is the god to things such as justice, order, knowledge, and logic. So, essentially, this place is there you will find a lot of different things about histories, regular accounts of fact or fiction in here. You'll find everything from cookbooks to in certain restricted sections, criminal records that are being kept here. If there's information, this is the place to get it. However, it depends what things are still currently there that have not been checked out, or that you would need special permission to view and read.
Okay.
Cool.
So, like, Miki, upon seeing the building, is just like, huh, okay, looks like I expected it would. And just, because I guess you can justify the nat 20 if she is the daughter of lore keeper, so it makes sense that she would know this shit.
Yes, you know this. You just think it's like, a little bit bigger than I thought.
She is only 3 foot tall. Everything is bigger than she'd think it'd be.
No, I'm meaning, like, you initially think, oh, it's probably like a story or two. This is like a 5-story building.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
I'm not insulting her height.
Dude, she knows she's short.
Let's go in there. Get inside. I find a
Alrighty.
librarian.
As you make your way in, there is a. You're making me get my NPC out. How dare you?
How dare I help build out the world?
No, this is already built. It's a matter of I need to find where I put his name and
He needs to find the NPC.
I need to find the NPC that I didn't think would be coming up at all. God damn it, where did he go?
He's hiding. He's on break.
There it is.
I'm sorry, Knight. I wanted to go to the
There
library.
you see in a tiny waistcoat with bottle cap glasses, a tiny gnome sitting at the front desk. Oh, hello, what can I do?
And, I was wondering if you could, point me in the direction of the books on, pantheons, gods, and the like.
Pantheons. Which pantheons are you?
And,
Content.
everything in general, just gods in general.
Oh, okay. One moment, and he kind of opens up a small drawer, and then he pulls out a what one would imagine is like a book codex, and he begins kind of sifting through it, and he kind of pulls a sheet up, and it goes out about 3 feet, and then he moves it over and pulls another one out. Pulls that one out another 3 feet, moves it over. Let's see here. I currently have 28 books total in on these subjects.
Right. Are there any that deal of, like, stories about all the gods together? Like like a mythology kind of in...
He kind of sticks a finger up like one moment, and he goes back and are you looking more toward fact or fiction of this novel?
It's fiction.
Fiction. And it kind of slides the stacks back in, puts it back, goes to the opposite side, pulls out, rinse, repeat the same thing. About 2 minutes later, he finds the right note card. Yes, right here. And he puts down a book and he taps it, and it goes from a pocketbook to a large, think dictionary-sized book. After tapping.
Oh, goodness.
Huh. Is that
That's
similar
so
to
big.
the journal that Miki has?
It would be similar, yes.
Okay.
Possibly a different form of enchantment on it, but yes, it is quite similar.
Okay.
Would you be reading this one here, or are you going to be checking the book out?
I'll read it for here to you here for now. And then if I find anything more that I'm interested, I'll check it out.
Alrighty, very well. And he slides it over to you and gestures the stairs.
Can I pick it?
Roll a strength check, please.
I have a 9 strength.
I know. Books are heavy.
Did it go through?
It did not, so we'll just give it a moment.
There it
Oh,
is.
there it is. A 13. You just barely managed to pick it up. You are kind of straining yourself, just like...
Torgrim, help, please!
Torgrim will take the book out of her hands.
Okay, you just pick it out of her hands, like... This is not even that heavy to you.
Yeah, because Torgrim's strong boy.
It's like awkward because of how big it is, and you're trying to hold it, but it's just like, this is very light.
He's used to forge
go.
work. This is nothing.
Let's go upstairs. I'll direct Torgrim upstairs, make sure he doesn't fall down the steps with my book.
Torgrim will follow as best he can.
The gnome looks to you, Miki. And for you, little one, do...
She's... Miki unfortunately has these spells where she gets awkward and quiet. I'm just trying to learn more about histories and stuff.
History! Oh, wonderful. Let's see here. Anything in particular that you're interested in looking into?
Maybe some history on how the city was founded?
Wonderful! Very well, I can do that for you. He opens up a drawer, pulls out a small book, taps it. This is probably the size of, let's see here. What's a decent? Think Monster Manual, but like 12 times thicker than that.
Oh, good lord.
That's the book he just gave you. He's like straining to slide it. Oh, oh dear.
Will you also need Torgrim's help?
Just give me a minute. Miki looks at the size of that book. Just like, oh wow. I don't think I can read through all that in an afternoon.
You can always check it out at the library, my dear.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I can carry it.
Would you like me to get someone to help you carry it?
Maybe if you have some smaller history books. This poor girl, she's so awkward.
Well, if this is the one you want, we can always get someone to carry it for you. I do have some people who are at the ready to do these type of things.
Strong people.
Okay then.
Very well. 77, please, if you would be so kind as to take this book for the young lady. And then... And there's a large stone, humanoid-looking thing, and it just kind of looks down at you. Points to the book. Looks back at you. And then acts like it's lifting it up, like, do you want me to pick this up? Oh, sure.
Miki just nods.
He just, like, picks it up between two fingers and just, like, turns to you.
I guess they're just gonna follow me then?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go to the reading area then.
Wonderful, just up the stairs there.
Alrighty. And Miki will head up to the reading area.
Alright, and as you begin to make your way up the stairs, you just hear... as a giant stone golem begins to follow you with a book in its hand.
As 77 follows the Miki.
Yes, there is a 12-foot tall stone construct following this bird.
Y'all
That's
get to meet
badass.
baby dragons and get to go to the library without Annabelle.
Sorry.
Listen, it's not my fault.
It's the timing of it.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
Miki will just find a table to sit down at and read her big ol' fat history book.
Alrighty.
Once Narcissus' book is set down, she is immediately paging through for any organization of her lady name.
Let's see here. Let's see.
I need to resend you the name.
No, I know the name. I'm just trying to think of what I would have you roll to try and.
Investigation.
Yeah, investigation's probably the best you're gonna have for this. So roll an investigation check to try and see.
Thorgrim, can you help me?
Miki, if there's anything in particular
Yeah.
wanting, you can roll investigation as well.
Okay, I'll
If-
let Narcissa get her rolled in first.
If Thorgrim is helping, can I have advantage on my roll?
Technically, yes, I would say yes.
Mm.
Okay. And then Miki, go ahead.
Okay. Investigation. 15.
Okay. Narcissa, the book you're reading through, it has bits and pieces about the rise and falling of different gods. Talks about how the old gods were once the greatest source of power, and through certain events they ended up falling through. But other than that, nothing really. Miki,
Mhm.
you were looking into how the city was founded, correct?
Yes.
Okay. One moment.
Alrighty.
I have to go to a specific book that I wrote this into.
Fair enough.
I feel bad for Narcissus.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I have right. Okay. So, sorry, this is going to be a bit, but it'll be just a moment
Okay.
in terms of reading this.
Alrighty.
In the beginning, before the trees were permanently pressed with the skin of the autumn eladrin, this land was but grassy knolls, and few trees ever grew here. Through the rise and fall of the Eladrin Empire, the band of 20 made their way to this place and called it home.
You're lighting up, but there's no sound.
Oh, sorry. Did you catch any of that?
From a band of 20.
Okay. The band of 20 that fended their home from beasts and monstrosities. Slowly their numbers dwindled to 15, to 7, to 5, and to 1. As the numbers fell, so did their will to live. However, the last Eladrin, after burying his kin, made a promise that that to whoever inhabits these lands from this day forward shall live in a protected grove of trees of immense beauty and power. And as he laid this promise into the dirt and weaved whatever magic he had left into the soil with his fallen friends and family, so too did he fade away. And then by some unknown means, perhaps it was the magic of the old gods, or perhaps it was the words he spoke, the soil began to change. The soil began to change. Plant life went from their green and dying colors to a bright orange and red. Trees began to spring up. Large groves and towering redwoods began to spring forth dirt. And with every century that passed, the territory of this land grew and grew, till greater descendants, the Wood Elves, came and settled here. At first, they built their homes in the trees to keep themselves away from the beasts that lay below. However, with the help of the ancestors and children, claimed this land for others, they began to make their way to the forest floor. 700,000 years later, the city sprang forth. Its people flourished. And it is said that the rulers of this land, their blood burns bright like autumn. And if there are any specifics other than that, I can send those to you afterwards.
Okay. I will save asking for specifics for after the session so that we can keep going.
Okay. So,
I'm just gonna be here for a while, paging through the book.
okay. At this point in time, Annabelle, your potions have finished.
All right then. I will have to be muted for just 1 minute more, so you can talk, but I can't respond for a moment.
Okay. Let's see here. Check some. So how long were we wanting to spend in the library?
I am gonna spend as long as it takes at least page through this book and then see what other books he has that I might check out. See if I can find anything in this book. Then go into fact.
That's all you're really finding in that book.
Alright, so then just I'll go downstairs and see if he has anything in fact the same category?
Well, let me take a look here. One moment. And we can start the very long process of him going through the different containers and pouches of different books that he usually has. Let's see. In terms of fact this time, I have quite a few. So if you are to be any more specific, maybe I can help you. However, otherwise I'm going to be looking for 600 different books. That's going to take a while.
Any minor deities dealing with undead? In any of them?
Approved worship or otherly worshipped?
I need to look for it because I'm going to be going on a quest where something might have happened with a deity.
Let me take a look here. Kind of flicks through. And he pulls one open. This one might work. Let's see. And he kind of taps it in his... It's a brown leather book. And it's a little dusty. Kind of shakes the dust off of it. And the title is called To Dust We Shall Return.
Thank you.
And he kind of hands it to you.
I imagine Narcissa can lift this one.
Say again?
I imagine Narcissa can lift this one.
Yes, this one's probably about, like... think half of the monster manual, roughly, like, size. Like, it's not big. Like, it's a couple sizes down from that.
Okay.
Like the size of a journal or something.
Yeah, roughly the size of a journal. Very, very normal size, basic size for a book, roughly.
Thank you. And she'll head back upstairs, and as she walks up the stairs, she's going to start paging through to see if she sees anything.
Investigation.
15! Finally! Something good for Narcissa.
Okay. So in this book, To Dust We Shall Return, it speaks of the goddess of death, who is named Iokrin. However, it talks about her children, the ones that are meant to keep balance upon the different sects of death, burial, disease, undeath, so on and so forth. And you do see something catch your eye.
Ooh.
A name. The name Sandra Semegus.
Sandra Semegus.
However, a quick little realigning of the letters spells out a name you are quite familiar.
Nedstra, I imagine?
Yes. You think that this might be essentially a bit of an anagram to keep things a little closer to the chest, essentially.
Alright, and I'll read on Sandra then.
Alright. I will send you that information later on.
Cool!
Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, sorry about that. Computer was having a bit of a hiccup.
Okay.
I will say this, Narcissa, it's not too much, as this is mainly devoted... The book itself is mainly devoted to Iokrin, but there are a few passages that I will send you.
it's still something, and then after finding that, Narcissus is going to head back to the empty trough.
Are you checking the book out?
Yes,
Okay, that'll be 3 silver pieces.
I will gladly give him a gold for all his
Okay.
help. He's been such a wonderful man.
Alright, so, Annabelle,
Yes.
your potions have finished brewing.
Happy days.
So, what would you like to do?
Well, what time of day is it by the time I get back from exploring for the day and then making sure the potions finish?
I would imagine you would have probably done your exploring before you left to go visit.
With how that whole thing was set up, we kind of left directly from the inn. So I don't know.
Everything. That would be... That would probably be about 7, 8 o'clock.
Alright.
Being that it was mid-afternoon upon you all splitting up. So yeah, around about 7, 7:30.
Honestly, I can't think of much else Onba would be doing other than picking up some more potion vials and then heading back to the tavern to see if the rest of the party is there.
Okay.
She doesn't know where they are right now.
Okay. I would also say by about this time, the party would be probably done at the... at least Narcissa would be done at the library.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about Torgrim or Miki, but Narcissa would be done at the library, I would say, about this time.
Mickey would be done too.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
So, do you three...
It got caught on stream finally, god damn it.
What were you gonna say?
So, do you three make your way back to the...
Oh yeah, Narcissus is like nose deep in her book,
Okay.
relying on like Torgrim to like kind of just pull her.
Yeah, Torgrim's ready to have a nice meal. Maybe get some sleep. Or, you know, maybe party a little bit. Drink a little.
I can make that party very eventful.
Annabelle, no.
Annabelle, yes. Alrighty.
Torgrim does not like hallucinogenics. No.
Which implies he's tried them before.
Torgrim says no to drugs.
Yeah, he said no, not because he hasn't tried, not because he has tried them, because he
Bless you.
doesn't.
Bless you
He
again,
does
Tiny
not
Caesar.
like it.
I wish I could
Alright.
say that's a put on sneeze, but that is actually how I sneeze.
Which is hope I don't sneeze on stream.
Let's just hope
It's-
I don't sneeze on stream.
Ash is scary when he sneezes. I've heard it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so the party makes their way back into the empty trough, and
Well, I was picking up some vials first, so I need to know how
Yes.
much I can subtract per vial.
empty vials, or were you looking at specific?
This is just to get empty vials, so I can basically I need to get materials so I can collect stuff on the road, like refilling my kits and everything.
They're doing 3 for 1 gold, so 3 vials for 1 piece.
Alright. I can be slightly more ridiculous than I would otherwise be able to because I have a bag of holding. So I'm gonna drop 15 gold on that.
Okay. 45 vials.
Yep. Hey, that way I don't have to buy them for a while.
That is fair.
Buy in
Plus,
bulk
I
when you
already have-
can.
Plus, I already have a lot of money. So it gives me 46 empty potion vials in total, which I now need to move in my inventory down into my bag of holding. Bless you again.
Bless you.
Alrighty. So, the tavern is very much a buzz with people. Let's see. Is there anything people want to do specifically? Torgrim was wanting to get food, I know for a fact.
Yeah.
He wants to do a big consume.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Narcissa
get
was
some.
reading.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just give Torgrim the gold to get me some food.
Alright. He could just pay for it for the both of them, but okay.
Annabelle walks into the tavern as she's still gently peeling one of the seed pods to make sure it can be used at a moment's notice. Just casually with a dagger.
Alrighty. And Miki?
Miki would want to get some food, and she's actually going to get some drink tonight.
Alrighty. Let's see here. So, for those people who are getting food, that will be 4 silver pieces.
Okay.
Okay.
So 8 silver for me because I'm getting 2 meals for me and Narcissus.
Right. So,
Alright. So
there is a very large direboar rack of ribs that are being served out today. It's a special.
Ooh.
So, the meat is smoky. You can taste you get a little bit of hint of brown sugar, and as you just like gently bite onto the meat of the rib, it just glides off of the bone. Little effort
Oh,
whatsoever.
dude, you're giving me summer memories right now.
Knight, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
With the incident with the werewolf, did Annabelle ever get her free meal?
No, she didn't, because things happened. So they would, you would not have to pay in this.
Just like her walking up looking very like exasperated and sorry about having to ask this, but she still never technically got to use her free meal voucher.
This is the person at the counter. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Hey, that happens. So yeah, we'll get that out to you right in a moment. As
Thank
well
you.
as with ribs, there are 2 nice, very like large chunks of garlic bread that have some cheese grated up. They're. I know.
I'm so
no, you
glad I
don't.
ate before session. I am so glad I ate before session.
And with it, out come some there are these little red potatoes that are rosemary and garlic butter glazed. So they are and melted, and when you cut into it, you can see that they're like inside of it is the butter's already been like kind of put into it. So you don't need to worry about like scooping butter up and putting it in there. And there's also a few slices of freshly made corn on the cob for you. Some sweet corn.
Slices? Slices?
Like sliced
Okay.
cob pieces. Like, tiny,
Like
smaller.
just like
Where the cob's been cut
Either-
in portions.
Yes, like portioned out cob pieces.
oh, I thought you
Like-
meant like where you just run the knife down the side of a corn on the cob.
Oh no, these are the like little cut into thirds portions.
Gotcha.
Cool.
You darn near described what I actually had for dinner. Protein's different, but the rest of it's almost the same.
You're welcome.
Delicious garlic bread.
I'm gonna be involved in my book until I see it. I'm gonna be downstairs for a bit until it gets fairly late, just seeing if Anybody interesting decides to show up.
Annabelle just has this seed pod thing sitting next to her as she's eating
Or shot.
and not talking about it.
Annabelle?
Yeah?
Watch out, and Narcissus will point to the seed pod.
Oh. Well. You know what a shambling mound is?
No.
Well, imagine kind of like a golem made of plants. And this is technically a baby one.
Narcissus is just gonna go back to her book.
And I have turned it into a weapon.
Of course you have.
Oh, you know me.
Narcissa,
Yes.
when did Annabelle get 2 shadows?
Narcissus closes the book. Narcissus closes the book and immediately stands up and starts looking around for either Filbert or Ultras.
What are you looking for? You just hear.
Does Annabelle hear that?
Yes, you hear that as well.
I'm guessing everybody who might be sitting near hears that.
Probably, yeah.
Tacitus?
Yeah, hi. It's me.
Are you standing in my shadow?
Technically speaking, I am your shadow, right? Well, no, I'm kind of connected to your shadow. I guess
What's
it's...
going on?
Well, that feels weirdly violating, but alright.
Sorry. I
Who
just
is
saw
that?
you. I just saw you kind of walking around, and I was like, oh, they're probably going somewhere interesting, and I'll just go with them.
I swear there's some kind of mug thing that's like this.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Well, come on out of the shadow and have some food.
Okay. And growing out of your shadow, first head begins to form, then his neck, then his torso, then his legs. And as he's doing this, the lights are kind of like flickering in this place, so like candles are kind of, and people are like looking around, freaking out, and they're seeing this happen. And he just kind of,
Torgrim,
Yeah,
you now have a
looks-
tiefling in your lap.
and he
Alright.
just kind of
He holds
looks.
Narcissa.
He kind of looks at everyone. Oh, hi. Start putting their weapons back in their sheath and just like glare at him. With their-
Annabelle just waves at everyone, just, don't worry everybody, it's just some magic shit.
What's that?
Mickey's just staring at Tacitus, trying to figure out if she has seen this kind of stuff back home.
Kind of, but this is different. You're used to your friends, like, hiding in shadows, not literally transforming. At least what you saw, they were hiding, not transforming.
She's just pointing at Tacitus.
It didn't feel like weird for Annabelle to have that happen, did it?
You felt slightly colder.
So yeah, it's not that weird for Annabelle. She's been used to weird crap happening here lately.
Yeah. What's going on?
Well, just having dinner.
Oh,
You
you
have
look...
something?
Narcissa.
No, just kind of hanging around. I got the night off.
No, that's always fun. Narcissa, calm down. He's a friend of the prince, so he's a friend to us.
He kind of reaches his hand out and pokes her nose, and
She swats his hand.
as you swat his hand, you immediately notice he's cold. Like, to the touch. He feels like ice.
Grab it. I'm gonna grab his, wrist.
Okay, your hand is getting very cold now.
What the fuck?
Oh.
What the fuck?
Yeah, uh-huh. And he kind of looks at it, and, Narcissa, as you're holding on, you feel... You feel the faintest heartbeat. Oh! Oh, that hasn't happened in a while.
You made him Doki Doki.
Narcissa is just kind of like gonna scoot back on Torgrim's lap, and she's like, I don't like it.
Mickey's getting that look in her eye of this guy might have a story. She hasn't said anything yet, she just has that look in her eye.
Tacitus, do you want anything to eat? Drink, maybe?
Well, I guess I'll have a drink if that's what people are doing. And he kind of puts a he puts a coin down. How much for a drink, sir? That'll be 3 silver pieces for just kind of drinks for the evening. And he kind of opens his bag. He's kind of falling. You see him pull something out. He's holding a platinum piece. Is this?
That's a few
silver?
more than a silver, my friend.
Oh, okay. And then puts it back and is like still rummaging around.
Can Annabelle like actually walk up beside him and help him?
Yes.
Just like, no, this is a silver piece.
Oh.
You don't want a dragon, you don't want a guild, you want a silver.
Oh. Okay.
How do you know him?
What?
Narcissus is whispering to like Miki and Torgrim as she's still just staring wide-eyed at this thing.
Oh, that's just rude. That's
Can you read her thoughts?
Actually, yes, he can.
He could read your surface level thoughts.
Her mind's like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
If that's the case, then Annabelle is currently thinking, he's a strange fellow. I've met stranger.
I am very strange.
Like I said, Miki's just thinking to herself, I bet this guy has a story.
How?
But yeah, Annabelle is gonna show him which type of coin is which, but then gesture for him to close his bag and just, I'll cover you for the night.
Oh, well, thank you.
I have more coin than I know what to do with right now, so don't mind treating a friend.
He kind of takes his drink and just kind of.
Who are you?
He has just pounded back his drink. Without being like, this is taking effort. It's just like, what?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Torgrim is now thoroughly interested.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I feel... Sorry, you were going to say something.
This one seems like she's kind of distressed. Kind of points at you some.
She's had a stressful day.
She's kind of freaked out if you can't see that.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of curious. How have you met Atreus? How'd you meet the prince?
Oh, okay. Well,
Curious.
So Trey, well, and he kind of like squints and is like, he looks like up, like he's trying to remember something, like scratches his head. If memory serves me correct, I think Trey ended up. Actually, I can't really. Trey. As he's like looking off into space, you see his nose kind of start to bleed.
I gotta lean over and wipe his nose.
His face is cold, as is the blood. Oh yeah. So I got trapped somewhere, and Trey got me out. So now I kind of just like him.
How long
hang
ago
around.
was that?
Like 18 or so years ago.
Narcissa looks like she's obviously counting in her head.
Well, that's interesting. So that's how you met Trey. I guess you met the prince through him?
Yeah. We were asked kind of by the current king to train his kid, and that's what we're doing.
I was 7 then.
I would have been too.
Well, no, the last memory I have of my uncle is that I was 3 when he left. They had to physically pry me off his leg.
Wait, 18 years ago you were 7. That means
Yeah.
you're 25.
Yes.
Huh. I didn't think you were only a year older than me.
I'm older than
Only a year.
you? That's weird.
Anyway.
Everybody's older than me, it seems.
It's fine, Miki.
He pats her head, and his hand is cold to the touch as well. Like, very cold.
So where
Like, even through the feathers?
Even, like, imagine if someone were to drop an ice cube on your head,
Mm-hmm.
and even through, like, your hair and everything, you can still feel cold, even through the feathers.
Okay.
Can I try using prestidigitation to warm him up?
You can try.
I'm just like, you seem cold. Is that alright with you?
Yeah, I'm always like this. It's cool.
That was a pretty clever one, I'll give you that.
So, Tacticus, is it?
Tacitus.
Tacitus. Where is he? Where is my uncle?
He's
All that.
pulling guard duty tonight.
Yeah, I imagine that's pretty necessary given the sudden losses and all.
The prince also wanted him to do some extra training, said that there was something specific he needed from him today. So, I'm not sure. I think it had to do with those gauntlets or whatever. Something like that. I don't know.
I probably won't get to talk to him for a while.
Your
Don't
uncle's
teach him
a
how to
big-
do that 1-inch punch thing while on
Your
the
uncle's-
like shadow boxes.
Your uncle is a big man, you know.
I wouldn't know.
Hmm.
I literally just re-met him today.
Ah. So that must have been interesting.
She has a like, you don't say.
If anyone wants to, they may roll an insight check on this person.
Yeah, I've been waiting for an opportunity.
I was like, I think they want to.
Nat 20. That is like 3 nat 20s I've gotten tonight. What the fuck?
I got 18.
Narcissa, you're not 100%. You think this person's like might have some brain damage? Maybe. Possibly. Torgrim, this person just crawled out of a shadow and is now just sitting here like nothing happened. It is very strange. It's off. Annabelle and Mickey,
Mm-hmm.
this person is not like, it's not like they're crazy, but something is making them act this way. Not like a magical, not in like the sense of magic is making them act this way, just like there is something about them personality wise
Would
that is making them act
Annabelle
like this.
know? And I guess this would be more of a thing for Miki to know because of that nat 20, but and with a specific reference to him saying, I was stuck somewhere and Alteri... How do you pronounce his name?
Altreos.
Altreos saved him. Would they know if there's like any realm of shadow people can get stuck in?
Yeah. There's a place known as the Shadowfell. And a lot of the times, if there are certain people who have been, some would say blessed, some would say tainted, if there has been something that has kind of... Let's put it this way. There is something about that place that will find someone in this plane of existence. Pick them. And kind of do something to them.
So, mechanics-wise, just to say it, he basically has a form of madness.
More like in terms of game mechanics, for those who know what shadows this guy is.
Okay,
Ah.
What shadow now is? What now is?
Shadow Sorcerer.
Ah.
A creature of shadow, whose magic comes strictly from the shadow.
Okay.
But instead of being horribly vile, he's like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess with that nat 20, Miki might have figured all of that out.
Yeah, everything's kind of getting pieced together. It's like, oh, okay.
She just kind of... A look of realization dawns on her face. The eyes go wide, and she's just looking at him as all these gears are clicking into place in her head.
So, yeah. See him just kind of like eating an ice cube.
They have ice here?
Oh, no, I made this one. You want one?
Sure.
Okay. And he kind of takes his hand, and in it, a small bead of whitish blue begins to kind of form and spread, and he kind of lifts it in a drink, and he drops it in.
Well, thank you.
Can Narcissa try something?
Sure.
She's just kind of like, I imagine they're at like a table where there's like, it's either like a round table or like you're able to at least somewhat like reach over and touch the other people around you.
He's sitting at the bar currently.
Yeah, he was sitting next to Annabelle, who was at the bar.
Yeah, he's currently sitting at the bar.
I'm just gonna kind of move up next to him and just kind of like try to get a general gist of like his at least tieflingness, because I've seen a lot of tieflings and I'm just kind of curious, and it's just like looking him up and down.
What are you trying to do exactly?
Just like seeing if there's any noticeable features about, you know, how he looks as a tiefling, because, you know, I'm blue.
He's very like off-white.
Mm-hmm.
But there are like streaks of black on his skin that are like kind of splotching.
Mm. Just kind of looking him. It's very obvious that she's looking him up and down.
Is there something I can help you find? Or are you just kind of looking around?
Just looking.
I must say, I don't like getting stared at.
Is that why you tend to do the shadow thing, or?
Yeah. I don't usually like it when people look at me. It kind of gives me a weird vibe, like I have to be on the defensive.
If you were in that shadow form and I were to put food on the shadow, would you be able to eat it, or is that like a weirdness?
And he kind of smiles. You want to test it?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, put the food in the shadow.
I am the gal who let your friend Altreus, like literally punch my rib cage in. So.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That wasn't a good idea.
It was a great idea.
Well, to each their own. So, what food are you placing there for him?
I'm gonna try putting down one of the potatoes. Has he gone back into the shadow?
Yes, as he's talking to you, he's currently regressing into the shadow. So, like, he's keeping eye contact with you, but your face is watching as he's, like, sinking into your shadow.
Just sort of like melting.
Yeah. It's creepy. It's creepy as shit.
I already know you can talk to us while you're in that form, so if you don't like being stared at, might as well let you eat while you're there.
Ah, that's true. But now I can't grab my drink, though. Oh,
Here, I'll
wait,
do this for you.
let me try something. Hold on. And he starts reaching an arm out of the window. And he grabs the drink and slowly pulls it back down toward the ground.
Honestly, if I was just gonna like pick the drink up so the shadow hanging over his shadow. I don't know if that's how that works. It just seemed like it would.
So you put a potato in the shadow. All right. So as you
Yes.
put the potato in the shadow, and all of you see this, like chunks are being bitten out of this potato. Now it's gone.
That's incredibly fascinating.
That was tasty.
Ah.
I'm gonna keep doing this now.
Huh? Okay.
Miki's like staring with sparkle eyes. This is amazing to her because when you can't do magic, seeing things that are magic-like happening are just amazing.
Audible's just like,
Torgrim,
I have to experiment with this now.
Narcissus back for her book, not even caring.
Torgrim staring while he's eating and well, we got entertainment.
I'm gonna order myself a second serving of food so I have enough. And continue to feed my shadow.
Over the course of the next, so how much money are you spending to feed the shadow?
How much is a meal?
A meal is 4 silver, but that's including the ribs, the potatoes, the corn.
Does it seem like he's slowing down at all as I feed him, and is he eating the bones and husks?
He's eating everything that gets put in the shadow. Bone, full corn. You think he might have taken a chunk of silverware that you accidentally placed down there too. One of the forks is missing its end.
Do they stop bringing me out food at any point?
Are you paying? Because if you
Yes.
keep paying, they're not going to.
I will spend 5 gold on this.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Just
You have the money
If
to
he
wait.
ever stops.
He's not stopping. Just
Discord
for the
game's
next,
on a bell.
Just for the next hour and a half.
At some point, Narcissus just went upstairs to get away from him.
It's understandable. I'm sorry, I just wanted to see what happened.
Miki's watching after she's finished her meal. She's just watching and writing down about this in her book.
How many meals can he eat?
And she's like she's marking down a tally every time a plate is finished.
He's currently gone through 5 gold. It's been like an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours. He's gone through 5 gold worth of food.
You can eat a lot.
Yeah, I have been called a bottomless pit, just like my soul.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The door to the tavern opens up, and you see the person who punched you earlier that day, kind of looking around. Where is he?
He's in my shadow.
God damn it, Tacitus! Oh, hi, Trey. Get out of there! God damn it!
I'm mad at him if that's your concern.
hear him?
He didn't just do it.
Roll a perception check, Andy. Considering you've been reading the book, you hear a voice, yes, that very much sounds like your uncle yelling at a shadow to get out of a shadow.
There's a tiefling now making her way downstairs.
And he walks over and like grabs into your shadow, Annabelle. And you see him grab onto something and pull out Tacitus by the. Really, I was just eating some food. Really,
And
yeah.
Well, if you need me to persuade you, I will tell you very truthfully that's quite literally all he was doing.
No.
He ate.
Mickey be like, I can show you the notes I was taking.
Tacitus pulls out a plate. You want some?
Are there plates in my shadow now?
I may or may not have eaten a couple of plates on accident, as well as some forks. But now I have my daily dosage of iron. Oh, it's all good.
So,
Your daily dosage
thought
of iron
you-
is considerably lower than eating an entire fork.
I thought you were supposed to be on guard duty.
I was. It's his turn, and he was supposed to be back at the palace.
To be fair, that is my fault. I have literally been feeding him for almost 2 hours straight.
Well, it's a good thing he's going to be working that doing control. And this time, Tacitus, try not to scare the nannies to death. They are old, and they scare easy. Look, I just didn't want to get, like, looked at by anyone. I don't care. Go. Okay. Bye. And he just, like, kind of hops onto someone's shadow who's leaving.
Narcissus kind of stand awkwardly near Alterius.
God damn it. He
And this
sits
is gonna
down at
hug
the
him.
bar. Oh, okay, okay. Well, that is a very big tonal shift from earlier. And it kind of pats your head.
Missed you, Uncle Foray.
I missed you too.
I'm sorry for how I acted.
It's been a hell of a day for a lot of people.
It's nice to see that you live.
Knight, we are not hearing you.
Oh, good. Give me 1 second. I think I might know what's going on. Okay, any better?
Yes.
Okay, where did I cut off?
Did I said it's glad to see you didn't die,
Ah, yes.
and then we didn't hear the response.
Okay. Yeah. Had to pull his ass out of the shadow, so that was fun. Almost died a couple of times. But, yeah. Got some fun new scars that way.
Have you seen her?
I have not, no.
It's the whole reason I'm even out here, really.
Your father has asked me the same question. And I'm sorry to say I have not seen her.
People who have seen what she's done. I don't like it, but she's still my mom.
He just kind of looks at you for a little bit.
What?
We have a lot to discuss.
Yeah. I do have a room upstairs if you want to talk private.
Kind of looks around. Is anyone currently trying to, like, either listen in or kind of watching this go on?
Annabelle is literally sitting right next to them.
I mean, like, active, like, you know, not. don't mean it nicely, but like,
Like, are you
I
listening
mean,
to
it's
the
clear
conversation?
she's not hiding
Listening
the
in.
fact she's paying attention. It's like Narcissus is her friend. She doesn't want this to fall on deaf ears.
so he got on his perception check. He got a natural 20. So if anyone's trying to like listen in, you're not doing so hot. So
Well, Annabelle's literally not being stealthy. She's just
Yeah.
paying attention.
I'm meaning like if you're trying to secretly listen in, you're probably not doing so hot. So I'm looking
He
to.
actually wants to leave the area. He wants
Okay.
to go get a separate room because he wants to go get a separate room from Narcissus at this point. He wants to leave.
Oh,
All right. Mickey.
He's very visibly just kind of not happy.
What are you currently doing? Are you listening to this, or are you just kind of doing your own thing?
She's kind of listening in, but she's more so just busily jotting down in her special book about Tacitus, of just like basically observations about him and what she. I think that Nat 20 would let her know what he is.
Yeah, you would know what he is. You would also notice that he has not blinked the entire time he was in there.
Okay,
He has not blinked once.
he
I
didn't.
mean, he was a
blink.
shadow for a lot of it as well.
That's true, but like when he was not a shadow, he just never blinked.
Okay, yeah. So she's kind of listening, but she's more so just like filling in information in her journal. Looked up, saw Narcissus' uncle, and is just kind of like, oh god, that guy again. Because she remembers him staring at her like she was a literal snack.
More so paying attention out of fear for her safety, I imagine.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Altreus kind of looks at you, Narcissa. I think your friends are a little bit afraid of me.
I mean, you did stare at my friend Miki like you were going to eat her.
I mean, I kind of can't help that sometimes. You know, werewolf and all.
You know, I'll be perfectly honest, I understand that feeling a little bit.
Kind of turns to you. Excuse me.
I got drunk and ate a fairy dragon.
Turns
It
back to
happens.
Narcissa. What the fuck kind of people are you keeping company with these days? The hell is this? Like, what? I'm sorry, but what?
Did you not leave my friends back home though? Oh no, you probably haven't met them. They're both assholes.
Like he's just like looking back and forth at you two. Just kind of like under his breath. Fairy drag. What the what?
You know, if he met Oleg, oh my goodness, oh.
Wait
I
a
don't
second.
know. I don't know if I'm much better. I fought a
Wait,
bugbear
what?
and I won.
Do you know Oleg?
Half elf looking fella, black hair, mohawky type deal. Lot of scars.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah, I gave him his current assignment.
Well, that explains that.
Yes.
I can take you upstairs if you wanna talk and prep it.
If you think that's best.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna take Eloise up there with me and have her be on watch out for anybody
Okay.
that's gonna try to enter the room or is gonna try to listen in.
Before they leave,
Okay.
Annabelle rummages around in her bag to find the rest of the fairy dragon skeleton she has.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Just to like be like, you see, I'm literally not kidding. You know, if you grind up these things' bones, you can make spell powder.
He kind of turns to you, Narcissa. We are going to have a long talk about the company you're keeping nowadays.
She's great though.
She is literally points to the skeleton holding a skeleton of somebody. It's more than likely their pet.
Meanwhile, there is a literal, shambling mound seed pod sitting next to her still.
Anyway, upstairs.
I like to pick things up and use them as they are useful.
She saved my life with it. Bone blade. Very useful with it.
I also have this, and she pulls out the Celio siphon. But we can talk about this later. You got family members to take care of.
Hey, Talga. Alright. They proceed to head upstairs. Torgrim, you said you wanted a separate room. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Torgrim doesn't want to be around no trans. For his own reasons.
They proceed to make their way up to Narcissa's room. And Narcissa, where are you placing your burb?
Outside the room.
Outside the room? Okay, so now that there's just a bluebird just kind of sitting outside the room.
And she's gonna sit on the bed and kind of like look at him. Oh. Where to start?
Well, do we want good news or bad news first?
Oh, today's been a day of bad news, so let's get it out the way.
Well, your mother's either going to attempt to kill you or me at some point, or she might be, how shall we say, attempting to kill the points to where the palace is.
Why is she gonna kill me or you?
Because we're in the way.
And why would she want to kill the prince?
Because she's getting paid too.
Yeah, I know she said this. I know it was said this place is cursed, but oh god.
The good news is, I've made enough money to send for your father to get him out of jail. That's a plus.
If I would have known sooner, I would have sent myself. How much?
You didn't ask?
I kind of had to leave in a hurry in the middle of the night.
Did you send letters to your father?
I kind of can't. I looked into it. Trust me, I've been looking into it. I miss home. How much?
70,000.
Oh.
Like I said, I've made enough. I'll be taking care of it. Calm down. He's like, just doing the whole hands out in front of, like, just, do. It's fine. It'll be taken care of. The important thing is to get him away from there. Now,
Is she gonna kill him?
I am not sure. At this point in time, I do not know. She's focused on her goal, as she usually is. So,
Which is what?
doing the job she's been hired to do. So long as he's not getting in the way, we should be fine. If he gets in the way, well, then that's an issue.
She's really gonna kill her own daughter, her own brother-in-law.
Not precisely knowing that we are here. She just knows that there are people who are being hired to guard him, and they have to die. Or at least be gotten rid of.
Well, that goes my plan of disguising myself. You can't really have my mother and kill me. Yay. Yay.
Like I said, bad news all around.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of flops back on the bed and looks up at the ceiling. There's no good turnout in any of this.
Sorry, Sissy. Sissy, by the way, is the nickname he gave to you.
Can we stop her?
Well, that's what I'm hoping your compatriot is going to be able to do. He's currently feeding us whatever information he can on what their plans are. We are currently acting accordingly to do, shall we say, counteract such things. Tacitus is good at his job of staying relatively quiet. Sometimes he can't shut up, but he's good enough to shadow the prince, quote unquote. Keep him safe from anything that would attempt to kill him in his room and such.
Alright.
I myself am a glorified bloodhound right now, so that's fun.
Were you there with her when everything happened?
With her where?
I heard she went to that attack on the city. That's why she left.
No, I didn't take part in that. You think I would do that?
I have very fleeting memories of you.
Now, listen, I might be a right prick and all, but I'm not that much of a prick.
Torgrim begs to differ.
Torgrim's not there.
You're right, he's not. But if he was, he would beg to differ.
I have just when I thought I was starting to turn everything around, she comes and fucks everything up. I mean, I've done that for myself already, but so what we can do is wait and hope that, she doesn't slip away early. And is there any way to contact her?
Not that I'm aware of. Also, it would make sense that the prince doesn't want anyone contacting the people that are going to try and kill him.
And true.
Paranoia can happen and all that.
Have you visited the plateau recently?
A couple months ago.
You see two male tieflings running about, both, black skin, one's, gray, really, one with a broken horn.
Roll straight for him. Didn't really ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell, I'm sorry.
and have them. Like, oh, I don't know if I could see either of them again. I know we were all criminals, but still, it was supposed to be their job to watch out. I mean, is there any other bad news or anything else you have to deliver out to me tonight?
Just that.
I know I seem a little apprehensive about everything that's just happened today, but I want to remember. It obviously, and she kind of like points at the frame that she's now set up in the room. There were times when you were there, when things happen. I currently can't remember, but I want to. I don't want to think everything is always this bad. Was it this bad?
No. Wasn't always like this. There were a few times, and he kind of sits down on the bed next to you. A few times where we were a big ol' happy family. One time we were playing in your backyard, and you asked me, fetch. There was 2 times your size, and you threw it. After it, Mark, the sliver that got on my face, I still have that, by the way. I'm not gonna forget that, but we had a few times like that.
Was there any other happy moments with her? She seems like a ghoul in our past now.
It's kind of looking off. It's kind of looking at the fireplace. And it's hard for me to remember too. And he kind of puts his arm around you and kind of leans his head on your head.
Dad talks about her so much. He misses her. I think he still thinks of her as his wife.
I think so too.
And if they ever meet again... Oh god. I don't want to think of it.
Oh. When time comes for that, if they do end up meeting again, and if they do end up meeting in not the greatest circumstance, I'm sure one of us is going to be there to stop anything from happening.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I know I've done a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff. Jennifer hugs him.
I hugs her back. Don't worry, darling. We've all got stuff that we're proud of. Now you have to go some sleep. And I have to go make sure Tacitus has not snuck off and emptied out the pantry. Because, believe it or not, he can eat a lot of food.
So, how do you went to Torgrim's father, did you, for your gauntlets?
Kind of looks at his gauntlets. Yeah, I did. With
Then
every
why-
coin.
Why is he so uncomfortable around you?
No.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, you can insight check that if you want.
16.
I mean, maybe he's unsettled because I knocked his friend out with like a tap. Maybe. Other than that, I have no idea.
Alright.
Well, you best get some sleep now.
Not right.
Good night,
Crawls
sis.
underneath her blanket.
Good night,
That's
sis.
okay.
And he heads out the door. And that is where we are going to end for tonight.
Ow.
All the feelings!
Ow.
All the feelings. While Annabelle is over here feeding pork ribs to a shadow.
I love Tacitus. My child is a good egg. He's a good child.
Look at Atreus. Oh god, my heart.
All of my salt.
Annabelle's just
Oh, me
immune
and
to
Night
the
know.
Phil's trade right now.
Say again, Ash?
I said Annabelle's just immune to Phil's trade right now.
Right now, but I'm sure we're all eventually going to get our turn.
I have specific things that I have circled and emboldened, and yeah, I have things.
Guys, we might get to meet Narcissus' mom if she ends up, coming and killing all of us.
Yeah, I love when I meet my parents and they murder me.
Like, oh
it
yeah,
happens on a daily basis.
like, oh yeah, we know what we know who your mother is. Cool. She's gonna come kill you.
Look,
No.
maybe not you specifically, but if you get in the way, she might not even recognize you. It's been a while. It's been some fucking time.
It's been 20 years.
Yeah, it's been some fucking time.
Alright.
But if
You want to take it? Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, if that is it, then shall close out with our usual thing. And also, might want to start doing a thing of if people want to share that, where on social media can we find you? So, starting from the top, Andy?
Hi. You know me. Hello. Sundays I do the D&Ds. Well, hold on. I need to. Well, first off, here's our Twitter at World of Iona, where you see updates if we're gonna have the D&Ds. And Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at twitch.tv/@variantcitizen, where I play Desire, a different version of her at least, where she's not, possibly gonna kill her own child. And we're gonna have a lot of fun, and then you can find us again on Twitch Mondays normally at the same time as our games, where we have Dungeons and Sessions where we talk about weird shit. like Canadian PSAs.
Those are fun.
Yeah, the house hippo. And where could we find you yourself on social media, Andy?
Hold on. You can find me at Ride1 on Twitter. I post a lot of weird shit. Sometimes I post some character stuff. Maybe.
Yee. Ash, do you have anything?
Nope. I exist within a vacuum for which no other things exist.
Not even where we have announced it on the Thursday stream of things that will be happening with that in the future.
If it ever gets to that point, because it's taken a long time.
Well, to be fair, we would be getting there faster were it not for Captain having had his medical emergency last week, but, you know, doggo comes before D&D.
Yeah.
Becomes, you know, fuck, I can't talk. Sorry.
Small, do
I'll go
you
die.
Ash, also, do you have Twitter or anything like that you would like to share with peoples?
Nope.
No.
Okay, Small. Any announcements, shout-outs, wanting of share of social media?
No. Not really. I don't post consistently anywhere, honestly.
That's fair. DM.
Hi. I hope everyone enjoyed the feels train tonight.
We did,
You
but that
punched me
doesn't
in the
answer.
face multiple times.
We did, but that doesn't answer the question, my dude.
Oh yes, this is true. I am the Night Hunter 66, except for in a Discord where I'm something else that we are not mentioning. But you can find me on both.
965.
But you can find me on both Twitch and Twitter at Night Hunter 66. I'll be streaming more once I move into my own place, because I can actually do that more often then, thankfully.
Yes.
So, other than that, that's it.
And it's spelled night as in the fighter, not
Yes.
the time of day.
Correct. But yeah.
And
Back-
as
oh,
okay. And you will be able to find us here again on Thursday. Well, you'll find. I swear I can speak. You will be able to find myself, Andy, and Ash here again on Thursday, where we will be joined by Mythosia as our DM, and Armored Hunter and Dark Savior as our other two players, where we will... This time! I'm sorry. Like I said, Doggo comes first. But we will be finishing up the fight against the deity to see if then we have what it takes to go up against Nyarlathotep and put his ass to bed for good.
Yes.
As if you can do that to an elder god. Or elder being. You can
Yeah.
try.
You can with the name of creation.
You can try. Might not go well for you.
There's some bullshittery going on that will possibly allow that, but we're not going to go into that right now. That's just going to have to be a wait and see.
We have to beat him first.
And as for where you can find me on social media, I am Danny_Boop_ on Twitter. Because, yeah, I could not get just Danny_Boop because apparently somebody else had that, but just adding the extra underscore allowed me to have it, so yay! And yeah, the YouTube for that this the VODs for this goes up on is KYDanny18. And the Danny is spelled DANNIE.
You should probably start posting the link into the game chat like Andy does.
Yeah. But
Oh,
I
not a big deal today.
I don't have it at the ready right now, so that'll just have to be a later thing. But yeah, that is where you can find all of us, and that is where we will be here again at 8. It would help if I'd said the name, or not the name, but the time. 8 p.m. EST come Thursday, this same channel. And until then, we'll, see you later. So if everybody would like to say goodbye, if we're all done.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody, and hopefully within the next session or two, we will have Jack back. I'm kind of getting a little tired of these safe for work streams. I don't know about everybody else, though.
So tentatively, he said month to a month and a half, or half a month.
So
he thinks.
So here
We
soon.
miss you, Jack.
We may have him back here soon. Which we
miss you, bud.
Yeah, Jack, if you're listening to this, we miss you.
Mwah.
All right, but yeah, with that, we will take our...
Now, give me 1 second.
Oof.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, but yes, with that, we will take our leave for the evening, and we'll see y'all next week. Goodbye!
Goodbye.
Bye.